pretty cool. Let's go. TheAce9 Microsoft did shut down AoEO servers because the game is so bad. Actually, that's not the reason the game was shut down. The reason it was shut down was because they were closing games for Windows Live servers, and they took down all the games that were connected to it. They didn't shut down AoEO specifically. And for some reason, this is not connecting, huh? We just did a test before the stream and it was working. Let me check if it's due to TheAce restarting or something. Hopefully this works. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That worked. Okay. Praise be the gods of connection. Okay, so we're gonna have Eaglry as the blue Norse versus TheAce as the red Norse on Treasure Island. This is pretty interesting. From the mirror matchups in the game, I think I have the least experience on Norse versus Norse. But I would predict that the game would start with a small spearman rush with like one barracks, and then into lots of raiders with some dogs. And Eaglry is being a little sloppy with his villager there. TheAce is going for the standard build for Norse. This storehouse could probably be here and still be fine. And he is not killing these deer, so as you can see, this problem is already showing itself. These deer are starting to run away. Oh no, 3 deer already ran away from what could have been one of the juiciest hunts ever. And Eaglry did kill those deer, so he's not gonna have this problem. 3 on wood, 4 on food, so it looks like TheAce is trying to go for fast H3. Fast H2 with no early barracks, and Eaglry is probably gonna do the same. There's the stone storehouse for TheAce. Not sure if Eaglry is going for stone just yet. Checking the coast. TheAce just arrived at the base of Eaglry to check if there is a barracks going up for Eaglry, and it is not. Eaglry is actually sending a villager to make a fast dock, and that's pretty good, especially for Norse. A lot of their units are food heavy, and having some extra fishing would help you get a lot of food really fast. And there's, oh wow, so Eaglry is going for the full greed build here. Going for a dock and for a second TC, while TheAce is only going for a second TC. So if TheAce doesn't punish this greed by Eaglry, it's going to start to snowball out of control. But TheAce is probably going to come here and see it. He does see the dog, so let's wait and see his reaction. If he decides to go for a dock of his own, or if he's going to go for some kind of early pressure to take down the dog. And this one scout is never going to kill this villager because he only has 3 pierce DPS, and this villager has 30% pierce armor, and this scout has 0.1 bonus versus villagers, so it's going to take him minutes to kill one villager. And there's the first fishing boat for Eaglry, so we're gonna see his food count go up quite fast very soon. Alright, so the ace does not appear to be going for either of those plans. Early aggro or a dock of his own. Where is he gonna make his second TC? Is he gonna make it here? I would probably put it here. Oh, exactly there. Didn't even have to move my mouse. And these guys are just still walking around their scouts. This is pretty interesting. There are 4 scouts in this game, 2 for each of the players. And Eaglry already has 2 fishing boats out, and the ace is not doing anything about it. Not sure if this is such a good idea for the ace to do that. Needs to do some kind of reaction to this dock. Like, let's compare their food income. 5 on berries with the berry upgrade, well 6 now, compared to 3 on fish and 3 on hunts. 3 on hunts soon when these guys move. So as you can see, the ace's food income is significantly worse than Eaglry's right now, and Eaglry is even being more greedy and getting the fishing upgrade. But he is now checking the coastline to see if there's any kind of dock for the ace, and he sees that there are no docks for the ace. And he's now gonna come here and try and make a sneaky outpost, but the TC will immediately attack it, and Eaglry have to run. Yep. And Eaglry is playing full greed here. Like, look at how spread he is right now. He has this dock here, and there's this big space, and then there's the second TC. So Eaglry's economy is spread across like 4 screens worth of distance, while the ace is like a single screen. So if the ace can make a couple of cav units and try and raid Eaglry in multiple places, it's going to be hard for him to defend. But if Eaglry gets to just get away with what he wants to do, then the ace is going to have big problems in this game. Okay, let me read the chat for a moment. Awaymender996 says, PF2K, the balancing for Babylon did kind of work. I'm seeing more varied Babylonian armies. Oh, that's fantastic to hear. That's exactly what those changes were aiming to do. There's the second dock for Eaglry coming up, and the ace is still not on water. Oh, okay. For Pool Wolf. He died. 31 villagers for the ace, 31 of Eaglry. Not sure how that happened. Eaglry must have dropped a couple of villagers, but now he has 2 docks, production of fishing boats, and 2 TCs, and this great hunt here. He has so much better of an economy compared to the ace, and the ace just cannot afford to sit back and do nothing about it. I'm mind blown right now by the fact that the ace is willing to make a wall here, but not a dock of his own. Like, if he has 2 longships, he can kill all of these fishing boats and significantly hurt the food economy of Eaglry, but he is not doing that. Spearman champion coming in for Eaglry, so I guess he is planning for playing defensively, and I don't blame him for that. Why play offensively when you can just sit back, relax, and make all the villagers in the world, and then kill your opponent with it later? And here we see this rotated longhouse trying to defend the wood line of the ace. So the 2 main differences between longhouses and regular houses for other civs is that they give you 10 population instead of the regular 5. and you can also garrison your villagers inside them. One longhouse fits 10 villagers inside. So they're great tools for defense against raids. And now the ace is coming here with 12 throwing axemen. Sorry, trying to pressure Eaglry's base. He could kill this villager. I'm not sure why he's not doing that. He is trying to kill this longhouse, and I don't blame him for that, because longhouses are a lot better targets for housing your opponent compared to regular houses. But now Eaglry is sending 5 villagers to try and repair this longhouse, and he will. The ace needs to stop focusing down the longhouse, and now he has to back off because there are raiders out, and throwing axemen don't do anything to these raiders. And did you just see what I was talking about? Eaglry repaired the longhouse and garrisoned inside it to protect his villagers. And now Eaglry is in a bad position to fight because all of these throwing axemen can just safely throw these axes at the raiders while taking minimum melee damage from them. And yeah, Eaglry just lost all of his units for no good reason. And Eaglry is making more and more barracks, so 1 stable and rest barracks. Oh, and wow, this is a sneaky watch post for Eaglry here, making some dogs. He's even getting the upgrade for the dogs, so he's going to make 24 war dogs and try to harass the ace. And it's going to work, because now these villagers are gonna come here and okay, now Eaglry is paying attention to his dogs, and he's going to try and be super annoying in the wood line of the ace. And like, this sound that these dogs make do more damage to the players than the actual damage that they do to the villagers. It's so stress making and stressful to deal with these war dogs. And if the ace had hunting dogs, he would kill these war dogs faster, because they are huntable animals actually. Let's check the villager count. 53 for the ace, 64 for Eaglry, but I missed a raid here, and the ace just killed one of the dogs of Eaglry. And is this really all Eaglry has as his army? He has like 6 throwing axemen here too, but the ace can absolutely fight this army. Not sure what is he doing. Oh my god, he wants to cancel this TC by any means necessary, but I'm not sure if this is the best decision for him. He could just kill this army first and then try and deny this TC, but now he's just bleeding out these units to the army of Eaglry. Wow, and it's not like Eaglry doesn't have the resources to remake his TC, and now ace is backing off. And by the way, while I have time, let me check something. Okay, correct. So yesterday came with a patch that changed Raider Champion quite a bit. So before this patch, Raider Champion was snare immunity and 100% bonus damage versus villagers, but now it only gives 50% bonus versus villagers. Yeah, correct. And it does not make them immune to snare, but gives them 75% resistance to snare. Okay, so the ace has the bigger standing army at this point in the game, but he needs to do something with it right now, because he is 9 villagers behind and his economy is a lot worse than Eaglry's. But Eaglry has played greedy and he does not have enough units out yet, and now the ace is coming here to pressure Eaglry, and there's really not much that Eaglry can accomplish with this army. I'm not sure why the ace is backing off here. He needs to push his advantage. He even has more units here, some horsemen. And this is the third TC for Eaglry. Let's check their upgrades. He has all of the economic upgrade. He even has the farm upgrade. Well, I'm not sure why. I guess it's pretty good to have all the techs, huh? The ace has 2 armories getting upgrades, and here come the raiders. for Eaglry trying to find these villagers, but the ace already knows about these raiders and he's going to send the horsemen here to try and defend, and he will. And let's check the raiders. But at the same time, oh my god, okay, I missed this. Some dogs are here and they harassed the gold mine of the ace, and the ace is going back now to kill them. And now once these spearmen reach these raiders, let's check their speed. So this raider is 11.5 speed by default, but now when he gets hit by the spearmen they go to 9 speed. In the past they would stay at 11.5 speed, making them incredibly difficult to catch. We have 71 villagers for the ace and 90 villagers for Eaglry, and he is now making caravans. Wow, wow, this is such greedy play by Eaglry, I love it. He's gonna make like 100 villagers and get all the upgrades, and then probably delete some villagers and make a huge army with max upgrades, and then just push in the ace's face and win from there. These two dogs are still keeping watch here, making sure the ace is not gathering from that gold mine, and now the ace is bringing in some rhapsodes. That's very nice. Rhapsodes are the H3 priests for Norse. Oh, Eaglry has them too. Wow. So these guys are really on point with their Norse play, making all the different units, not using the old units that everybody uses, but the ace's army is just so much worse than Eaglery's right now. Let's check their upgrades. He only has one melee armor upgrade, while Eaglry is getting all of his upgrades, so very good job by Eaglry actually in this match. I'm pretty impressed, but this is a big fight and these berserkers are doing lots of splash damage here, and look at all of these rhapsodes trying to convert. But the ace has a lot of throwing axemen here, and they are attacking the raiders, so they're not doing much damage. And yeah, as you can see, all the splash damage by the berserkers and the ace's units attacking the wrong target is starting to show itself. And look at the healing area on these rhapsodes. They're basically like, all of the damage that was done to this army is now negated fully thanks to these rhapsodes. And here come the raiders of Eaglry trying to harass the economy of the ace, and they're doing a fantastic job at that. 84 villagers for the ace, 110 for Eaglry. Oh my god, he can just go H4 right now. If I were him, I would just click on my TC, press H4, get a fortress or two. Oh, but he is still making some dogs. I wonder from where. Okay, from this forward watch post, and he is now pushing in the ace's base, and his army is really strong, and at the same time these raiders are trying to do damage from the back, but they are being defended by horsemen. But the ace's problem lies in the front line, and there are so many units here for Eaglry, and I'm not sure if the ace has enough units to kill them. All 21 bowmen, 5 rhapsodes, and here come the raiders. But is it too late for the ace? I think it is. Here's the fortress going up for Eaglry. He can still go to H4 right now if he wants to. Not sure what he's waiting for. Oh, there he goes. Getting all the upgrades again. I'm really impressed by Eaglry right now. He's getting all of his upgrades, and he's looking in a decent spot to close out the game right here, right now. And look at these splash damage being done. And there's the GG by the ace. Well done to Eaglry. That was some impressive Norse play. So let's check the stats. So Eaglry outgathered the Ace by 14,000, and he had 19, almost triple the tech of the Ace. And I really have to admit that I did not expect Eaglry to play this well. He must have been practicing quite a lot. Well done indeed. And here is the Ace back in the party with his trusty Celts. Oh my god, now we're gonna have a Celt mirror. Okay. Let's go back into this my capital city and get ready for the next game. And let's read the chat. Okay, Birdie says, now do the same for Egypt so we see more available strategy, nerf them camos, so we see at least some infantry mixed with ranged armies. Oh, Birdie, that map, in every matchup on that map you mostly see cavalry units only, because it's just so big. In other matchups, I mean in other maps, I'm sure that there are more viable compositions in Egypt Mirror too. Let me update the score. Eaglry was blue, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So we're gonna have TheAce versus Eaglry on Arabia, and that has to be TheAce's bread and butter map. He loves getting 500 million villagers. Oh, okay. For some reason, I think it's the red player spawns at the bottom side on Arabia. Let me switch the scores here. Okay, we have the Ace spawning as the blue Celts, and we have Eaglry as the blue Celts on the top right side of the map. Celt mirror, and the Ace has already gotten lucky with a hippo at his base, while Eaglry did not have the same luxury. He had to open on berries, and he's already getting the berry upgrade. So this is a small advantage for the Ace already. He is going to now try and lure this second hippo. If he gets this second hippo here near his he needs to go back now. He needs to attack it. Okay. Wow. Oh no, attacking it with the TC might have been a mistake, but never mind. So this is 1,000 hunting food for the Ace, while Eaglry is forced to gather from those berries, and he already sees it, and he must be really angry right now, saying like, oh my god, how is this fair and balanced? But it is what it is. Eaglry is putting a couple villagers on food too many. Okay, he's immediately queuing up all the 3 houses at the same time. These scouts saying hello to each other. The Ace has not still scouted the base of Eaglry, so he doesn't really know what what Eaglry is up to. Let's check his vision. Yep. He has not scouted anywhere except his own plateau. Eaglry is now making his 3 houses, but he only has 4 on food, and 4 on food is not enough for getting a fast H2 with Celts, because Celt H2 is 300 food and no wood, so he needs to pull a couple of these wood villagers and put them on food for a while, and then reassign them once he does do that. Okay, so good job by Eaglry, and the ace is kind of still far away from H2 as well, so I guess it's not a big deal for Eaglry because his opponent is having the same issue as he is. But the thing is, the ace has huntable food. He still has 400 huntable food left. They don't use hotkeys for units, or drag boxing ain't that bad. We do use hotkeys, but I'm an observer, I don't need to hotkey anything right now. Okay. So both of them are going H3 right now. The ace already has enough resources for a second TC. My bet is that he's going to put it right here. And for Eaglry, wow, so why is Eaglry making his storehouse here? For some reason he doesn't have enough stone for a second TC. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me read the chat if he's okay. Yeah, he does. He did say lucky you. I'm guessing that's when he scouted the hippos, and now the ace is sending even more villagers. God knows where. 11 villagers here at this point of the game is a lot of villagers. And okay, now Eaglry has enough resources for a second TC, and wow, Eaglry has been playing so greedy with his TC placements in this series. So there's the second TC for the ace, and he's getting even more hippos. He loves that hippo meat, man. So no military production building for either of these guys just yet, and the ace is already putting a villager to gold. I wonder if that means that he wants to go for a very fast H3, and for that Celts need 6 houses and 400 food and 400 gold. Oops. So he already has half the houses that he needs, and if he makes 3 more houses he can just gather a couple more gold and food and go to H3. And okay, interesting, we have barracks first for the ace, and we have Sacred Grove first for Eaglry. So this is another innovation, I would guess, by Eaglry trying to open Sacred Grove in Celt Mirror. And now the ace has 23 villagers to the 19 of Eaglry. Wow, how does he have 4 more villagers? I know why, because Eaglry was way too greedy with his TC placement and built it in such a far away location. Oh, and this is a sneaky watch post for the ace. He's gonna be having like vision up to this point of Eaglry's base, and now Eaglry gets to get some of that hippo meat that the ace has been having since the beginning of the match. And now he comes and sees the barracks of the ace, and there's the second barracks. The ace rallying in longswordsman. I wonder where the rally point is actually. Where is this longswordman going? Interesting. So 24 villagers to 29. Eaglry already behind 5 villagers. And the ace, oh, he did not get hunting dogs. I wonder why. He had so much food available in hunts, but he still didn't get hunting dogs. Let me read the chat. 8 houses? No, it's 6 houses in PvP actually. So in the quests, the cost for Celt H3 is 500 of food and gold and 8 houses, but in PvP it's 400 and 6 houses actually. Every H3 is cheaper in PvP mode. And there's the second Sacred Grove by Eaglry. So he's going for full greed once again, hoping that it will pull through for him once more, but the Ace isn't gonna have any of that. He's coming in with his long swordsman, fully geared for quests, legendary, everything, and then the gauntlets. But the thing is, in PvP, gear doesn't really matter at all. So even if you have legendary gear on all your units, they will still have the same health and damage and other stats as units with 0 gear. And now the Ace comes in with 4 long swordsmen, but Eaglry has barely any units out. Okay, let's see, 210 health, 13 DPS, and the same goes for the Ace's long swordsman, even though Eaglry has far worse gear on his long swordsman than the Ace. So it's all fair in PvP, no need to worry about grinding and getting all the best gear. That's a problem of the past. And now the Ace has 43 villagers to the 38 of Eaglry, so they have been keeping villager production non-stop, both of them, because Eaglry has kept his 5 villager deficit all this time, and now there's a market for Eaglry, so he's playing full greed, man. Well, the Ace is starting to wall off his side of the map already, getting into his late game Arabia mode, splitting his long swordsman to try and find weak spots in the in Eaglry's economy, trying to come here do some damage, but yeah, Eaglry can just garrison and not take any damage. But the thing is, now the Ace sees the caravans and he knows that there are caravans out for Eaglry, and that means that there's a market. So he will try and leave this place and look for the market instead. Let's see if he does that. Oh, Eaglry needs to pull back and fight with all of his units, but he is not doing that. He's gonna lose these druids again. Wow. So 49 villagers to 51. So it appears that the Ace dropped a couple of villagers, and now the Ace is fighting with no druids against druids, and the army with druids will always win because of the sustain that druids provide. Even though the healing rate was nerfed, it's still there and it's still significant, because not only does it give 7 health per second to all units around it, the druid also gives 20% attack damage while he is healing. And now the Ace has 4 barracks, spamming long swordsmen non-stop to the middle of the map, while Eaglry is making still Sacred Grove. He did not get hunting dogs, and this is a big mistake, because sacred deer are herdable, and in PvP mode hunting dogs not only affects huntables, it also affects herdables. So if you look here, he has 1.0 gather rate for herdables, but if he had that upgrade he would have 1.1, and that really adds up over the course of a long game. And now the Ace remembers the fact that Eaglry had a caravan line, and he's coming here now to try and kill it while expanding to the left side of the map at the same time. And here come the long swordsmen, and Eaglry sees this, so I wonder what he's gonna do. Is he going to cancel these caravans? Because the moment they come out they're gonna die. And both of these guys going for H3 at the same time almost, Eaglry being a little behind on that. And the Ace has most of the H2 upgrades for economy, and so does Eaglry. And let's see, the Ace is queuing up some Woad Raiders, and that's pretty interesting, I guess, because he scouted the slingers for Eaglry. And now, as you can see, long swordsmen coming in left and right, trying to do damage, and all of these caravans are basically idle right now because there's no market. We have 66 villagers for Eaglry, 64 for the Ace, but a couple of these idle villagers for Eaglry are these caravans that they're not doing anything right now, and he's losing a lot of villagers on the berries right now. Already lost 4 villagers. There's the 5th one. Six villagers still rallying in, and the ace is constantly putting pressure on the map. These longswordmen just running around everywhere, being annoying. But the ace is gold blocked right now. He is not producing anything. Not even villagers. Like, why not villagers? These. There's one boat raider, and there are the 2 villagers finally. So, somehow Eaglry managed to wall this side of the map off, and he's continuing to make a wall here. So, if he's on point with the repairs, it's gonna be a wall before the ace breaks in. And now he's walling off this side using the Celt gold mine, but he needs to make a market here again. Otherwise, these caravans are all gonna be useless. Is he gonna make a market now? Let's wait and see. This one villager, okay, he's gonna assign him to this wall construction project here, and as you can see, this wall is helping Eaglry greatly with his defense. If only he walls off this side of the map, he's going to be completely safe on his plateau. And there's the market for the ace. This is a decent market line. Let's see how much gold this gives. I would say 65 gold. 67. So I was pretty close on the prediction. So if the market was here, it would be like 120 gold. There's the market being rebuilt, and there's the right of Andraste. Oh no, this is the right of the Mara, giving minus 20% train time for all units on the Celts. Let me double check. So the Mara is the train time, Radis is the building one, Rodiobus is the movement speed, and Andrasta is the damage one. Okay, so I'm not gonna forget that again. Again, the ace is trying to fight ranged units in a choke point. That's not really gonna help him. Oh, and look at these dope Woad Raiders. These axes look really good to me, actually. I think I prefer this one to the double-edged axe on Woads. And now the ace has 85 villagers to the 71 of Eaglry, but Eaglry is queuing up a lot of villagers at the same time, making a second market. And the ace has most of the map right now, but that doesn't mean that Eaglry can't do anything. If he just stays back. Oh, but he doesn't want to do this. There are 25 Woad Raiders, and this army is mostly ranged units. So if the ace decides to run back and attack, this army will get shredded. But instead, he is trying to just go inside the economy of Eaglry and do damage. Already splitting off a couple of Woad Raiders. Another group, he's just gonna run around everywhere, try to do damage, and these slingers are gonna get deleted by these Woad Raiders. Wow, look at this. Deleted. So hard. Let me read the chat. Okay. Elephants are like 50% siege. What do you mean? They have 3 bonus versus siege, but they're cavalry units. Okay, so these Woad Raiders are just doing lots of damage, and Eaglry is responding by making Woad Raiders of his own and bowmen. And at this point in the game, I don't think it's a good idea to do that, because you need some kind of hard counter to the Woad Raiders. You don't want to mirror it. You need an answer to them fast. That's not gonna do it, but now the Woad Raiders are like everywhere, doing lots of damage, and Eaglry can't keep up with the split pressure being put on by the ace, and he's only focusing on one spot at a time, and he lost his markets again. And the ace is doing a really good job at keeping pressure, and this one market here, I'm not sure what this is doing. This is doing no good. Woads everywhere by the ace. This is surprising amounts of damage by Woad Raiders in the Celt mirror. A lot more than you would expect. And Eaglry is trying to rebuild his market here now. Trying to gather up his forces. But at the same time, there are 11 Woad Raiders here trying to snipe this town center. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to do that, but oh, actually there are lots of longswordsmen here too, so Eaglry is probably going to lose this TC actually. Wow. 64 villagers to the 95 of the 8, and even more are coming, so Eaglry just lost his third TC, and at the same time Wood Raiders are just running around everywhere doing damage, killing villagers and killing some army units at the same time. So yeah, the Ace is just non-stop pressuring with these Woods, and Eaglry is having a tough time keeping up with the pressure. He wisely ejected a few villagers from his gold mine to try and rebuild the wall, but he already lost one TC and he doesn't have enough resources to repair the TCs. He just ran out of stone, and here come the Wood Raiders of Eaglry, but at the same time I think the Ace is, oh wow, look at this, already built a forward fortress and still rallying in, and Wood Raiders against Wood Raiders, it only comes down to numbers, and Eaglry is fighting more Wood Raiders with less Wood Raiders, and no wonder he's losing all of them. The Ace is just spamming buildings now, farms, market, upgrades. This is exactly how he likes to play. Big map, get all the upgrades, and wow, what are these units doing here for Eaglry? This must be a misclick. He just lost an augur, 2 slingers and 5 bowmen to the splash damage of this fortress. And now Eaglry is still making Wood Raiders. Again, not making longswordsmen. Does he have longswordsman champion? He does. And that's pretty surprising, to be honest. Like, why would you not make longswordman, especially if you have longswordman champion, because that's a really good upgrade in Celt Mirror. And again, these bows will make extremely quick work of these ranged units for Eaglry. And Eaglry is still responding by making his own Wood Raiders, who are far behind in upgrades. 23 DPS to 19.2, so the Ace is 1 upgrade ahead of Eaglry right now. And wow, Eaglry, I mean, the Ace doesn't even have the first farm upgrade, and he has more than enough gold to buy that upgrade, so he needs to do that. He has +2 melee and +1 melee, I mean +2 melee attack and +1 ranged and melee armor. And now Eaglry is going to lose these 9 villagers on gold because, oh wait, for some reason I missed this raid by Eaglry. He is now killing some villagers of the Ace, but the Ace has so many villagers at this point that I'm not sure if killing a couple of villagers will matter at all. He's actually doing the Ace a favor by killing all of these villagers, freeing up the population for him to make more units. And they are still not dead. Wow, so this was a pretty good raid by Eaglry, but at the same time he lost his gold miners, and for some reason he forgot to make a gold mine on this gold node, or should I say he forgot to build a gold mine on this gold mine. He did build it on this one, but not on that one. I guess he's panicking a little bit, forgetting. And here come even more Wood Raiders to the base of Eaglry. Wow, 10 Woods, but he has selected 1 Sacred Deer with them, so they're actually running at 6 speed. And Eaglry is really having trouble splitting his units, as you can see. He has 1 big army here that's more than big enough to deal with his Wood Raiders, but on the other side there are just Wood Raiders killing villagers all the time, and the Ace is making nothing but Wood Raiders at this point. And Eaglry is still making Wood Raiders. I don't know why. Neither of these players has a Bard Hall. Oh, this is so triggering, these 3 caravans. And yeah, neither of these guys has Bard Hall. So Bard Hall is this building. It's a unique building for for Celts, and it lets them get upgrades for infantry only. And since what these guys are making is basically nothing more than infantry, they could really use it right now, but I guess they forgot. 52 villagers for Eaglry and 92 for TheAce, and there's the GG. GG, well done by TheAce. Okay. Let me look at the chat now. So let's check the villager population. As you can see, they were pretty close until the 11-minute mark, and then TheAce just skyrocketed. And he got too many villagers. I think he should have stopped right here, but he did not. And as you can see, he outgathered Eaglry by 16,000 resources and 5 more techs. And the TC timing for them was pretty close, but TheAce got his TC earlier, and that was because of the misplay by Eaglry at the beginning, where he forgot to gather 300 stone for some reason. Okay, let's go back. Let me catch up to the chat. Okay, we're gonna have Persia versus Greek, but first let me read the chat. Okay, what are the best PvE civs? I think the ones with siege: Greek, Persia, Egypt, Babylon too. I mean the ones with Palantonans. Quite a bit of discussion about cancer and smoking in the chat. Unexpected subject. Celts have the best infantry. They do. Maybe matched only by Norse. They just lack cavalry, siege, and ships. I guess you're right about the cavalry part and the ship part, but their siege is pretty decent. Their cav is total shit. It's not. Don't underestimate horsemen. They just got buffed this patch. Carpentome is a good unit with that splash. Yeah, they are. They are extremely good. They just have problem against Persian heavy cav siege comps. Why would you make heavy cav siege comps against Celts when you can make immortals? And stone throwers are a joke? They're not. They have 41 range. Paladins are great, but that doesn't mean the others are bad. Let's go into the final game of this best of 3. Get hyped. Pallies in this game? I meant Palantonans, not Paladin. Sorry if I pronounced that wrongly. Alright, let me make sure the overlay is displaying correctly. It's not. Fixing the colors. There we go. Alright, so we have Eaglry spawning as the blue Greeks to the left side, and we have TheAce as the red Persians on the right side of Great Lake, and Great Lake is named after Great Lake here. So this is an interesting map. This is somewhat like coastal, but the sea here is not mandatory like it is in coastal. Like, you can get a dock here and get lots of fishing going on, but It doesn't mean that it will end the game if you lose the water. However, if you lose the water, you will lose control of this part of the map, and this is called like a shallow part, and this is the only type of land that can allow both land units and sea units to traverse on it. So if you have ships, you can actually go through these parts, and you can do it with land units too, as you can see right now. And you can even make walls here. So having sea here means a lot of map control. The Ace found a couple of cows, so also one thing that some of you guys may not know is that maps either have huntables or herdables. And by huntables I don't mean deer or camels or like that. I mean like they either have cows and goats and sheep, or they have like boars and elephants and stuff like that. And the Ace is sending some villagers forward. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's already making a sneaky dock at the top side, and this other guy here, I'm not sure what he's doing. And Eaglry at the same time is... Wait, did he get a dock already? He did get a dock already. Wow, I somehow completely missed this. There's the first fishing boat for Eaglry. The Ace sees this. He's gonna have his dock up soon. Oh, and Eaglry found the cows of the Ace and he's gonna steal them. Not good. This is pretty evil by Eaglry, stealing other people's cows. What if they want some beef for dinner? Okay, so here's the first fishing boat for the Ace being made, and now he's going to H2. Eaglry is happily sitting in H1, making fishing boats, making villagers, being really greedy. And let's see how the Ace tries to transition from this age up. So apparently he's going for yeah, he is. He is going to go for some sort of aggression, relying on one TC and one dock. My guess is that he's going for 1 or 2 stables for lots of Asabar to try and gain map control. And Eaglry responds by making a gold storehouse of his own, but he hasn't even reached H2. Oh, I guess neither is the Ace. Okay, so the Ace appears to have changed his mind once more, making a stone storehouse, and now he's making a storehouse on dairies. And I'm not sure why he's doing that. He has already access to fishing boats. Okay, so Eaglry is making fishing boats non-stop. There are 2 out already, and there's a 3rd one coming out. The Ace has more storehouses than villagers at this point right now. He needs to put some more on stone and less on food if he wants to get that TC up fast. The Ace found some more cows. He's gonna bring them back home, and Eaglry is going for a sneaky dock at the top side of the map. There he goes, but let's see how long it takes for the Ace to find that. Do they both know about each other's docks? Eaglry hasn't scouted the Ace's dock, but the Ace, I'm sure he has. Yeah, he did scout the dock of Eaglry, so he knows that he can apply some pressure. Let's see if he decides to queue up a galley here right now. He appears not to be one to doing that. Now the Ace has 6 on stone, so he's gonna have enough stone in the next 10 seconds for a second TC, while Eaglry did not gather any stone whatsoever. But he does have a second dog, and he's making more fishing boats, being super greedy. Let me read up the chat while I still have time. And this is the weirdest TC placement I have seen in quite a while. Let's see if he actually decides to go for it. Oh my god, why? Why are you... Oh wait, did he? I think this is a bug in the spectator UI, because I didn't have this berry patch on my screen. Okay, so now that this TC placement makes sense to me, but let's read the chat while I still can. Other matchups in which turtle is viable? Yes. Like you can turtle in Babylon versus Egypt, for example. You can just make your gardens on like big maps like Arabia. You can just turtle, get into H4, get 12 gardens, and then just start spamming units out. I guess that's one thing. Okay, let's go back into the game. There's the second TC for the Ace already built, and Eaglry has only just now started gathering stone, and he's making an academy right now. That's very interesting. So this is the unique building for Greeks. The most important technology that you can research in this building is called philosophy, and philosophy reduces the research time for every single upgrade you have by 40%. This upgrade. So let's check. H3 takes 60 seconds when you have no philosophy researched, but then it'll be far less when you do have it researched. We'll check that later in a couple of seconds. At the same time, the Ace is going H3 with actually, you know what? The Ace just did fast H3 with no production building, so he only made economy units, and he's going for War Academy. So this appears to be a paid labor boom strategy for the Ace, making the War Academy with 5 villagers. Okay, so philosophy did finish, and now let's look. From 60 seconds to 36 seconds, so that upgrade just shaved off 24 seconds off of H3 for Eaglry. That's incredible. Now there are 6 Sarisophroi ready for Eaglry, trying to make their way to the base of the Ace. The Ace is just about to hit H3, and then once he does that, he's going to select his building, click on this button, and start making villagers at a faster rate. But okay, he needs to cancel these villagers, because these already only cost, these 3 villagers cost food still, and train at a slow rate. Okay, so Eaglry does know that the Ace is H3 now. Let's see how he responds. He needs a couple more wood, and then he can advance to H3. If he didn't make this barracks, he would be already on his way. 37 villagers for the Ace, 42 for Eaglry somehow. I guess it's due to these fishing boats. More Sari coming in for Eaglry. I don't think he has still scouted the dock of the Ace. Oh yeah, that's pretty unfortunate actually. Okay, so the Ace is making villagers now. 3rd TC coming up, but the thing is, he only has 1 gold mine secured at this point, and he does not have enough military to secure the next one. So once he runs out of this gold mine, which is already half dry, he's gonna have a couple of problems trying to make units. But 46 villagers to 45, so the Ace already reached the same number of villagers to Eaglry, and from this point it's gonna be even worse for Eaglry. Now Sari do pierce damage, and even though their bonus against villagers was kept the same to compensate for the DPS nerf that they got, pierce armor combined with 810 makes it really hard for Greeks to kill Persian villagers, as you can see. Now this one is gonna die, but yeah, okay. So 1 Sari for 1 villager. I think as someone who has paid labor, I would take that trade. 59 villagers to 51, so now the Ace is 8 villagers ahead, and it's gonna keep growing, this villager lead. So paid labor looking pretty strong here, huh? The Ace is making more storehouses on gold. He needs to get this gold and wood upgrade for H3. Eaglry did get H3, but only 2 TCs so far. He can make his 3rd TC right now, but he is busy raiding the Ace. And wow, is he not looking? Okay, he is looking. So now I'm not sure why Eaglry is going back. Yeah, man, go back. You can kill these mounted archers. Yeah, look at that, 3 shot. Okay, so now this is a fight that he doesn't want to take, because Asabar do have quite a big advantage over Saris, right? Because of the damage types that they do. Sari do range damage, and Asabar do cav damage, and Asabar have ranged armor, but Sari don't have cav armor. And now Eaglry is getting a go-get discipline, reduces train time of all units by 25%, so his units are gonna train even faster. And now the Ace doesn't want to fight here because of Prodromos, and there are already 2 Prodromos in the army of Eaglry and more being rallied in. And the Ace is making nothing but cav right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stables making cavalry non-stop. His queue is nice and full. 74 villagers to 63 of the of Eaglry. So paid labor is really good and gives you a big advantage in villagers. But as Greek, what you can do to try and like make up for the villager deficit is getting upgrades. With the philosophy tech, you can get like 2 armories up and get armory upgrades really fast. And here comes Eaglry trying to do damage to the base of the Ace, but he's gonna get surrounded by the cav of the Ace. But I'm not sure if this is the fight that the Ace can take actually. Well, only 2 Prodromos here, and the rest are Sari Sophroy, and the Ace is nothing but Asabar here. Okay, so once this one Prodromos died, Eaglry can't really stay here because those Asavaras are gonna shove their swords in the face of these Saris with little problem. Okay, so Eaglry ate up all the fish here, and now he is coming on this side, and he just now scouted the dock. I'm surprised none of these guys fought for water. And Eaglry is now making a couple of fire ships, and fire ships are the Greek H3 ship that does bonus damage against buildings. Oh, whoops, it doesn't. It does bonus damage against ships, so they're like the anti-ship ships. And now the Ace is gonna come here and try to kill this dock, but he's gonna corner himself in this rough spot. And there are Prodromos coming in, 7 Prodromos, and these Asavar just don't want to stay here. Oh my god. So bad. The Ace shouldn't stay here, he should just go back to his base and heal up. And those fire ships came here to kill this dock, and the Ace doesn't really care at this point because he only had like what, 1 fishing boat or 2? Oh, but at the same time he lost so many Asavaras. 8 died already, 10, 11, he lost 15 Asavar here for absolutely no reason. 93 villagers, oh my god. The 79 of the Eaglry, but as you can see, these armory upgrades take 40% less time for Eaglry to research. Now, each upgrade for the Ace takes 60 seconds, but they take 36 seconds for Eaglry, so he can just pull ahead and armor upgrades really fast thanks to the Academy. Now, the Ace has only mounted archers in this army, but there are still 12 Sarisophori champions for Eaglry, and the Ace doesn't really want to stay here and fight. He wants to pull back. But I don't know right now. This is on the Ace's side of the map, and even though he's a little behind in armor upgrades, I'm not sure if this is a fight that Eaglry wants to take at this point now. Yeah, now the defender's advantage and the fact that the Prodromos were not attacking the Asavara shows itself in the outcome of the fight. And okay, these mounted archers need to these Prodromos need to fix their rally points, and Eaglry needs to pay attention to his army. He doesn't want to bleed out. Oh my god, he needs to pull back, and he's going back the wrong way. Oh no, he actually wants to kill the mounted archers, but oh man, Eaglry just bled out so many units for free. But surprisingly, they're pretty equal in population. And now Eaglry does not micro his Sarisophroi because he's busy on this side of the map, and now on this side Sarisophroi are on top of the mounted archers and they're 3-shotting them. There are more Greek units here than Persian units, so the ace has to back off. Now it's the ace who is bleeding out units, and let's check the armory upgrades. So Eaglry has +2 melee attack and he's getting +2 melee armor, and he didn't get any of the pierce upgrades, either ranged or either armor or damage. This is actually not one unit strat by blue, this is a mix of Prodromos and Sarisophroi. I guess they look kind of similar, but now this is a weird fight, but the ace has positioned himself far worse than Eaglry here, and all those mounted archers died to the Sarisophroi. So once this slows down, I will explain to you how this works. Okay, so Sarisophroi, these guys, these ones, are anti-ranged, and these ones are anti-cav. Both of these are cav units. And here we have mounted archers who are ranged units that counter cav units. So basically these beefy guys here, the Asabara, are the tank line, and they're just there to survive while these mounted archers do damage to the cav units of the Greek player. But again, the ace is engaging when he should not be engaging because he is down in armory upgrades. Yeah, as you can see, those Prodromos made quick work of the Asabaras, but at the same time Eaglry did not micro his Saris, and now he is. You can see how fast these both units counter each other? Yeah, okay, for some reason Eaglry didn't manage to win that fight. I guess he didn't micro his Saris fast enough. Oh, at the same time, this, as you can see, this wall here buying Eaglry so much time. And now the ace has 106 villagers, but he doesn't have any gold now. Like, all that paid labor, this 25 caravan route is disaster. Like, if I was the ace, I would even consider deleting this TC, making it here, and then putting a market here, or maybe even putting a market here and rallying to this TC, or this one. This one would be a full 150 gold. Okay, so the ace is now trying to raid, but at the same time the cav units for Eaglry are pushing at the top side. The ace decides to go back. Oh wow, he just wasted so much walking time. And here come the Prodromos in the base of the ace. So many villagers are here, so many caravans, so much economy here for the ace, who is still making nothing but stables. Where's the army of the ace? Okay, he's coming now. He needs to sell some of this food, get some gold, make some mounted archers. 85 villagers for Eaglry, 93 for the ace, so the ace already lost like 12 villagers. And let's check the armory of Eaglry. As you can see, he has all the armory upgrades, while the ace has 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades. So Eaglry is ahead by 4 armory upgrades right now, so actually 5. And any fight happening from now on is going to be extremely in his favor because of all that armory upgrades that he now has. The ace needs to pay attention. Okay, good. And here's H4 for Eaglry, and the score really doesn't tell the story here because the ace has way too many villagers. He has too much of a gold bank, food bank, which isn't gonna help him for a long time. 6,000 food and 31 villagers on food, and Eaglry invested a lot in those armory upgrades, so even though he is low on score, once the fights actually happen, you will see how dominant he is going to be in those fights because of those armory upgrades. And here comes the ace, and do you see how long it's taking for these Saris to die? Oh my god, what is the ace doing? I think he right-clicked somewhere by mistake, and now he's bleeding out units. Eaglry is now in H4, starting his 4th DC. Where is his market? Okay, so Eaglry put up a very good market, and this is gonna give him full gold. So compare these market routes. 26 gold per trip versus 150 gold per trip. So each caravan is worth 6 times the caravan of the Ace for Eaglry, and now he's making even more caravans. Wow. He needs units at this point. 15 per Dromos and 22 Sarisophoroi, and now Eaglry is getting all the upgrades, and that's pretty sweet. Even getting Greek Fire and Ashlar Masonry in the Academy. He has not started Hippicon production yet, but I think he needs to start doing that soon. Still has his wall here. Now trying to group his units. Yeah, there he goes. Grouping Prodromos in one group, grouping Saris in one group, and now he's gonna try and engage. And here come the Saris. The Saris are gonna delete these mounted archers if he's not careful. Oh, he doesn't have a gate here. He forgot to build a gate. Build the gate. He deletes them instead of making the walls for some reason, but it doesn't matter. Here come the Saris for Eaglry, and these mounted archers can't really stay here. Okay, one shot off, another volley, but he needs to stand back. He needs to get his armory upgrades. He is not getting armory upgrades, is he? Where is his armory? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he has still not gotten any upgrades since I last checked. While Eaglry is getting all the upgrades, even getting Prodromos champion. Wow. So the Ace is losing caravans left and right, but at the same time the Ace is sending some Asabaras here to try and deny this caravans for Eaglry, and Eaglry just noticed it, but there is a fortress here protecting this market, very nice. And the Ace is making lots of mounted archers at the same time. He has finally reached H4. He needs to make his 4th TC as soon as he can, and the Ace is starting to make some barracks now, realizing that mounted archers alone aren't going to do it for him. He's now going to make some spearmen and some Sparawara, but this group of Asabar did a lot of economic damage to Eaglry. I think he killed like, I don't know, 10 caravans already? Not sure. 99 villagers for Eaglry, 101 for the Ace. So these two together made a full pop of civilian units, and now there are just random groups of cav everywhere in the base of the Ace, doing small damages that gather up over time into a bad situation, and it making more and more infantry now. But what the Ace really needs to do is that he needs to get another armory, get some siege workshops, get war wagons, and get some palantonans, and try and fight the army of Eaglry before it grows too strong. And here come another group of Asabar trying to do damage. Again, very nice by the Ace, buying himself time. He is now in 180 pop, and now he's making 4 siege workshops. I wonder if these are for rams or for battering rams. I mean for war wagons, sorry. Where is his 4th TC? There's the 4th TC of the Ace. Let's check his upgrades. Pretty decent upgrades. And for Eaglry, he has all the upgrades. So Eaglry is just clicking on all of his buildings, and if there's a button that's still there, he pushes it. Wow, even getting Hippicon champion now. So these guys, they're really playing into the cav game, huh? There's 1 barracks for Eaglry, and then there's 11 stables. But look at the base of the Ace. He has so many buildings, cav units and infantry units being built by him, and now he's gonna hit max pop. Even the random cataphract there for whatever reason. Where is the cataphract? Where is the slow one? Find the slow one. Now that's the cataphract. Big boy cataphract making his way, but Oh my god, now the ace is still not paying attention to his units. Why did he do that? Already lost 10 pop for no reason. Oh, you know what, guys? I know what he's doing. He's trying to lure Eaglry away from his fortress so that he can take it out with these rams. That's pretty smart. And now he's just gonna ignore all the units of Eaglry and just run around and kill as many units as he can. Eaglry even getting the ram champion. Wow. Okay. So the ace is okay. He does see this. He knows about the proxy siege workshops by Eaglry, but the thing is, these Prodromos are Prodromos champion, and Prodromos champion have bonus against siege. So you can see how fast these are dying. These rams are dying to the Prodromos of Eaglry, but on the other side of the map, Eaglry is now losing his villagers and some units to the cav of the ace, but now there are 15 Prodromos to the 18 Asavars of the ace. He can't really stay there. The ace still didn't fix his market line, and this is a big blunder by him. Because as many as these caravans are, they aren't really efficient. While these caravans are extremely efficient. Look at the bank of Eaglry. But the ace is still holding his own. Why is he making cataphracts again? Oh well. Making more caravans. Like, if these markets were here and if he rallied to this TC now, this market line would have been like 110 gold instead of the 25 that it is right now. Eaglry now getting ballista champion, making more ballistas, and now he is coming in to damage the markets of the ace and possibly kill them. I would hope for him to have his markets killed for the ace, because he needs to replace those markets in a better location. But 115 villagers to 107. Wow, these guys only work in the triple digit. Oh, there are all the markets dead for the ace. So hopefully the next markets will be built here. But let's see if the game is gonna last that long. The ace is making more Asabar now, trying to kill these Sulfuroi. And on the other side of the map, Eaglry is making more and more buildings, still making only oh my god, the game is actually over already. There's the GG. Well done. The ace is complaining about water again, yeah. Eaglry just had so much food from those fishing boats early on. But very good game.